Today we're talking to James Gray following the Saints' 5th league game of the season and our 4th defeat of the season, Jim. A couple of bad stats to start with. 1 point from 5 games, a joint worst ever start, and the first time we've not scored in our opening 3 home games. Not an ideal start.
No. Disappointing again. Frustrated again. Have to look within ourselves again and try and put it right. I saw again late on positives, but for 20 minutes of the game, good enough. For 60, 70 minutes of the game, nowhere near enough, and I've just let the boys know that. We're massively lacking, well, not lacking confidence. I'm not going to use confidence because the boys need to be bigger than that. No time for sulking. We've got to get on with the job and go to Chelmsford on Saturday and try and get the point. I think if you look at the league table last season, and I did look beforehand, Bath City I think had about 1 point after 5 games last year, and we're 4th or 5th by Christmas, so something to aspire to, but at the minute too many way off the pace, and I'm slightly getting annoyed by it all now.
You mentioned but we had a chance there. There were 2 spells in the second half where we could have got a goal, but by then Bath could have been 3 or 4 up. Yeah, we had to ride our luck a little bit, but we rode our luck one end and got 0 luck the other end. I think Gus has had a great volley that's been cleared off the line by our own player. I think he was actually going wide, Jim. I just watched the video.
Right, well, maybe he's tried to head it in, and then he's had another one cleared off the line where he's stopped it beforehand. We've had a few scrambles. I think Tomo nearly got on the one at the end there. Penalty claim before. We're just clutching at straws at the minute. It's nowhere near good enough, and I don't make no excuses for the boys. We've got to get better.
Quite a few changes after Tuesday's defeat, 2 of them forced by injury, 4 changes for today's line-up, and positional changes as well. Yeah, a few positional changes. We're just trying to get anything going at the minute. It's not going right for us. I think the formation worked quite well. I mean, look at the goal we've given away again. Absolute schoolboy penalty, not doing the job beforehand. It gets in the box and gets brought down with a dangling leg. Too many players massively off it, and I know for a fact they're better than what they are, but if they haven't got a stomach for a fight, then they'll be moved out. I can assure you that, and I'll be looking to try and bring somebody in that has got a stomach, because we said at the end of the season that if we get beat, we get beat fighting, and we didn't have enough today fighters out there, and that's the disappointing thing. You can't play good, attractive football in there unless you battle hard and actually match what they're going to do first and foremost, because they didn't have that many great players, and they're top of the league, played 5-1-5, so shows you the levels, and we're close but miles away as well. It's difficult to take at the minute. Possibly an unfair question, but did you have any reservations you haven't told us about at the start of the season?
No. I knew it was going to be tough. Certain players are better than what they're showing. I know that for a fact, and that's where we need to get better. But individually we need to be better. Collectively we need to be a hell of a lot better. We need to stop conceding crap goals, soft goals like we have done over the last 3 or 4 games, and we need to find a killer instinct at the other end, because we are having chances. Well, we've had chances today in my opinion, and we haven't been nowhere near clinical enough, so there's plenty to work on.
If you look at our defensive record, it's not too bad. We're not letting in a stack full of goals, but we're just creating so little. Yeah, well, I think the lads are feeling a bit sort of down in the dump. Like I say, confidence, but confidence is a word that you can just band around for lads to get an excuse. You know, we moved the ball well enough in spells today, but we're not doing it anywhere near consistently enough and for long enough spells. So they need to break free. They need to take the shackles off, and we just need a little bit of luck going one way, and obviously we need to cut out all the individual errors that are costing us goals at the minute. I'm not going to stand here and lie. It's nowhere near a good enough start for us. Some players are playing below what I expect of them. Players I brought in I expected more of as well. We've got a couple of injuries. We're missing a bit of luck, but I don't make excuses. We're not good enough at the minute. The match was decided by a penalty. Any complaints about that decision?
No, it's a definite penalty. But you can't dangle your leg in there like that. I'd rather him just stand up and go with a runner. Conceded a soft penalty against Ebbsfleet. We've conceded too many soft goals, and you're never going to get a platform. But I wouldn't be happy if we played the first 5 games and we hadn't conceded any sloppy goals and we've drawn 0-0. It's just not good enough. We need to be better. I don't want them sat in there sulking. I've told the boys they're all going out tonight on a bonding session, so that should be quite good for them. They'll have a little moan up, but I've told them in no uncertain terms where we need to try and get to, and I think they all agree, and they've held their hands up that they know that it wasn't good enough today. We've let the fans down again that have come down here. Again, we've lost a game that I'm not saying we got hammered in it. They had a few spells, and we've had spells as well. So I think we're close, but miles away. It's a strange feeling at the minute.
Bath City apparently had a bit of a problem putting penalties away. Joe Welsh was so close to saving it, and he actually had a good afternoon. And maybe had he kept it out, could have provided a spark to get us going.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. I think he squirmed under him somehow. But that's where we are at the minute. They get a little bit of luck going for them, whereas the other end we're not getting any. So yeah, we need to create our own luck. If he had done it, could have been a catalyst. But for the last 20 minutes, I was impressed with us. You know, we found a bit of fire in our belly and managed to try and force the issue. We had players unselfishly running behind and running off the ball, but 2 or 3 of them did well. But you need 8 or 9 every single week at this level, and I don't think we're matching people for competitiveness at this moment in time. I think that's what we need to look at.
That was our first look at substitute Gassamo Sal when he came on, and the youngster used the ball very well.
Yeah, I thought he did well. You know, he was bright. He's come in there with no fear. He got on the ball. He moved it quite well, and it was unfortunate not to score. Yeah, so that was another positive. I was pleased with that, and hopefully we can have another look at him in the week, and he might be, well, with the way he came on, he could well be in line for a start next week. But who knows what can happen in a week? Football can change quickly, and behind the scenes we'll be looking at everything.
What you got lined up for the players this week?
Tuesday night we're in training. Might play a friendly game behind closed doors, just to have a look at a couple of trialists that have been contacted me, and Thursday we train as well. We'll be working on some set pieces and shape. The venues we've got for training are not ideal at the minute, but it is what it is, and we're finding it tough.
It's quite a big weekend coming up. Chelmsford City away on the Saturday, Hemel Hempstead at home on the Monday. A chance to either get left further behind or close that gap.
Yeah, we need a morale boosting victory. We need to get a little bit of luck. We need to score a goal. We need to get something for the fans to get their teeth into. Management on the side. We need a hell of a lot more than we've shown today for 60 minutes. That's for sure. But I'm positive. Like I say, I'm still positive that we have the players to do it. I'm just questioning. They don't know how I work and how Graham works, some of them, and they need to step up to the plate. And I think they've had the first hairdryer of the new season, but it could have been completely different. We could have sneaked one at the end there with the pressure we put on. Could have been a completely different conversation. But we're devout of luck at the minute. We're devout of a togetherness maybe, and we need to improve. But it's early days. I don't know what the other results are. We could be bang bottom, we could be second bottom, we could be third bottom. It just depends on the results.
What's the news on the injuries? Sam Corcoran and Luke Allen.
Luke could well be back in contention for next Saturday. Corkers will be out indefinitely. We'll have to assess that. I think it's something to do with his old injury again. So I think he's got a meeting with the PFA. They will get him in quickly enough if it needs pinning. If not, then it may be a little bit longer. But hopefully we can get him back sooner rather than later. But these things take time, and you get injuries, we need to try and assess where we can maybe try and strengthen to bring somebody else in to cover.
Lovely, thanks very much, Jim. Just a reminder then, Saints gone down 1-0 at home to Bath City today, so Bath strengthen their position at the top of the table. We will at least be bottom but one. Saints next in action on 29th of August, away to Chelmsford City. Kick-off at Melbourne Park is at 3 p.m.